If I lost my whole collection and had to start over with $250 budget, what would I buy? In this video, we're gonna be exploring that starting now. Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today, sorry I've been gone first of all for a whole week. I've been trying to fix the mic situation which you guys have been talked about. I saw your concern, and for me it was bad as well, and as I was editing the video, the audio was just bad, so I decided to buy a new set of mics. So this thing right here. Hopefully it doesn't look way too stupid, but hopefully the audio is better now, and let's move on with the video. So $250 budget is, when you guys think about it, it might not seem like a lot, but it's actually quite a few bottles. Especially if you buy something in a $20 to $25 range, you can get yourself like 10 to 12 bottles of those fragrances. So yes, $250 can get you a pretty good variety of fragrances and a pretty, nice, decent, small collection. So today we're gonna be exploring that. I have picked 4 hot weather fragrances and 4 cold weather fragrances. The theme of this one for me is I'm trying to go for versatility, quality, and also variety. So a lot of these fragrances are going to be unique in their own way or unique to the collection that's in. They're not really going to be a lot of overlapping in terms of scent profiles in these fragrances. Now, before we begin, these fragrances are not in here. Acqua di Profumo, Prada L'Homme, Dolce Gabbana The One EDP, and Dior Sauvage, EDT, EDP, whatever. These ones are not in here simply because you guys all know it is very expensive. Same with brands like Victor and Rolf, so on and so forth, are also not in this list because these bottles will run you $50, $60, and some even $70 each. So 2 or 3 of those or 4 of those would just kill your budget instantly. So those are not in here. But if you are curious, those 4 fragrances, Prada L'Homme, Acqua di Profumo, Dior Sauvage, and the One EDP, if you just want just a very nice versatile collection for all year round that would get you consistent compliments, just get those 4 and you'll still be under $250. So if you're just here for compliments and versatility, those are the 4 that I would highly recommend you grab, and you should be good for the next 2 years or so. Now, starting out with the actual list, we have 8 fragrances here. Like I said, the first one, I'm just gonna grab a hot weather fragrance. This one is a really nice aquatic fragrance. This one is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. Now this one is gonna cover your beach vibe, your very hot summer days, your beach days, your, the very humid type of weather, dead of summer type occasion. This one is just gonna work for you very well. This just smells so good. Aquatic, citrus, and at very cheap price. It'll run you around $30.86. And oh, before I continue any further, these prices are from Fragrance Net. This is not a sponsored video. I just so happen to buy 90% of my fragrances from Fragrance Net, and this is with their 30% off code, which I'll leave in the screen right now. Always use that. They always have 30% off running all the time, even though their website sometimes says 30 or 35 or 25. There's always 30% off code running, and this is the one that you can use to get the prices that I'm talking about here. And this is of course a price that you can only find in the United States, and the price is only guaranteed for today, the time this video is filmed. It might change a little bit in the future. So yes, just bear in mind the prices that I mentioned in this video is just relevant for the time that this video was filmed. So back to the fragrance, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. It's gonna run you around $30. Very cheap fragrance for something that's so versatile. The performance on this one is quite nice as well. At 5 to 6 hours is pretty nice for summertime. Projection on this one is nice. This one is one that I would say is pretty much reserved purely for hot weather. I don't really recommend this for the colder weather, although you can wear it. It's just, for me, it just doesn't feel as nice as wearing it in the hot summer sun. So yes, Dolce & Gabbana One Light Blue Intense, first hot weather option. Next hot weather option is gonna run you $33.38 for a 50 ml bottle. This one is Versace's Villain Blue. Now this one is the blue fragrance of this list. Every list needs a blue fragrance, especially if you're starting off, if you're a beginner. This is one that I highly recommend because it does smell very similar to Dior Sauvage and all the very popular blue fragrances out there, with a little bit more emphasis on the darker notes. The patchouli kind of incense in this one gives it a little bit more of a masculinity. It's not as uberly fresh like Dior Sauvage, but it'll get you pretty much the same level of compliments as Dior Sauvage at half the price. So Dior Sauvage right now, last I checked, was around $60 for a 50 ml or 60 ml. This one, 50 ml for 33 some dollars. So very nice fragrance. I had to include this one because if I had to start my collection all over again, or if you're just a fragrance newbie, you're just starting into fragrances, blue fragrances are just some of the fragrances that are the most easy to wear for you. So yes, your average newbies out there are not going to run around wearing heavy tobacco, heavy honey fragrances, so this one is a must-have, and it's an easy one in my personal opinion to use to segue into heavier fragrances, because this one does have the incense and patchouli darker notes in there that kind of conditions you to jump into more of the darker fragrances down the line. So yeah, this is not a beginner blue fragrance. This one is more of like a mid-range blue fragrance that can get you from designer to a more high-end designer or niche in the future. So like this one a lot. Versace Dylan Blue would give you a lot of compliments and also extremely versatile all year round with amazing performance. Next hot weather release, this one you can still find readily available in a lot of different discounters and fragrance that included. This one is technically discontinued, but I said again, you can still find it pretty readily everywhere. So this one, 50 ml is gonna run you $27.08. This one is Bvlgari's Avqa Amara. This is one of my favorite ever. I'm so happy that it's still very, very cheap. This one is gonna be one of your more unique ones in your hot weather collection, because this one smells a brutal citrus aquatic. Now it's different from this type of citrus aquatic because this one focuses more on the freshness, the very nice aquatic type of freshness in here, while this one focuses a lot more on the citrus. Very, very heavy, brutal citrus with an undertone of dark aquatic notes. These two, although in the similar genre, are two very different fragrances, so it's not redundant at all. Like I said, this list is focused on variety, versatility, and quality, and this one definitely has that. This one will add quite a bit of variety to your summer collection while still adding a lot of quality at a very cheap price, and also very versatile as well. Highly recommend this one. It's one of my favorite of all time. It's just so good. I remember the first time I smelled this and just completely fell in love, and I heard it got discontinued and I was really sad. And then it never really gotten fully discontinued, as in you can always still find it out in discounters, so now I'm happy again. So yeah, Avqa Amara, definitely test this one out if you haven't done so yet. Very, very unique summer gem at a very, very cheap price, and also again, great performance. Last one on the hot weather pick is the most expensive one. This one, 100 ml, is gonna run you $37.79. This one is Bvlgari's Man Black Cologne. Now this one is the most expensive one on the list, like I said, and I put it in here for a very good reason. This one will cover the situations that other fragrances in here might not cover, like formal occasions, suit and tie, very professional settings, maybe you're at an event, something like that. This one just smells very formal, professional, easy to wear, gentlemanly, and this one covers all that aspect of the versatility in your collection, as in like the formal, the gentleman, the professional type scene that a lot of these fragrances might not cover as well. You can definitely wear these fragrances in those professional scenes, just this one is more specialized for that. That's why I decided to add this one in here. Now this one is gonna smell like a very nice, fresh, spicy scent that works for the warm weather and the cold weather. So this one is a very nice transitional fragrance from the hot to the cold, wear it anytime. And normally when you're at an event or you're wearing a suit, you're normally indoors anyway. But if you so happen to be attending a summer party that's a little bit more formal, this one also works just as well. Very nice fragrance from Bvlgari, 100 ml for 37 something dollars. It's really not that expensive in the grand scheme of things, but when you're trying to fit it into a $250 budget, it is a little bit expensive, but definitely worth every dollar to get this one in my opinion. Performance is alright. It's not the best performing fragrance out there in the world, but if you are going to those events, you're not going to be staying there for 10 plus hours anyway, unless you're drunk and you really couldn't find your way home, or you're waiting for a ride from your little brother. That never actually happened before, but just an example. Next, we're going to jump into the cold weather fragrance now, and the first one here is Azzaro's Wanted. At 50 ml, this one is going to run you, let me check here, $33.38. Very cheap for this amazing, amazing gem of a fragrance in the designer world here. The bottle is dope. I don't know if you guys, think it's tacky or something, but I think it's dope. It's like a revolver looking thing. The smell itself is also amazing. It shares similarities with Invictus, maybe 50 to 60% similarities to Invictus, while the rest of it being the ginger and the lemon that's so strong in this one. That's the main character of this fragrance, just strong, bad boy, black t-shirt type of vibe. This is just really good for cold weather, fall and wintertime monster. Performance of this one is very strong. This is a type of smell that you would spray to cover other smells because it's just so fatality level strong. It's so good. I love this one to death. It's one of my most favorite fragrance of all time. You only really need 1 to 2 sprays of this one as well every time you wear it. So this one, 100 ml, is gonna last you a very, very long time. So yes, love this one a lot. Very cheap price for a scent like this. Highly recommended. Azzaro wanted. Next one we have here is Halloween Man. This is $23.30 for 125 ml, which makes this one the cheapest in the list for price per ml. Now this one is a very nice clone of 1 million. This one is not as juvenile or as strong as 1 million. I actually prefer this one over 1 million because 1 million can be a little bit just too aggressive or too much for me personally. This one is a little bit more reserved, a little bit more laid back than 1 million. This one does smell young though, so if you're in college age, this one will suit you much more. But if you're 30 plus or 40 plus, it might not suit you as well, but you can still definitely wear it and still garner a lot of compliments. And yes, about compliments, this one is one of my most complimented fragrance that I ever owned in my entire collection. Throughout college times, this thing is a monster, absolute monster in terms of clubbing. I love dancing with girls when I go to the bars and club, and this thing is massive in terms of getting compliments. It's almost for me a guaranteed. Every time I go to the club wearing this, if I don't get a compliment, I'm almost kind of disappointed in a way. It's almost kind of guaranteed. People just love this stuff off my skin, and I think that's why 1 million sells so well, because it has the same effect. This one for me, just like I said, a little bit more reserved. I like this one a little more, less juvenile than 1 million, although it does still smell young, but a very perfect scent for compliments. And for the fall and winter time, 125 ml is gonna last you a very long time. You're probably never gonna run out of this scent, to be perfectly honest with you. And at the price that it's at, it's a no-brainer, very cheap, $23.30. Very, very good price for this very decent quality fragrance that's also extremely versatile and very long-lasting and can get you tons of compliments. Next one is probably one of the only super mainstream fragrance that made it into the list, because right now the price of it is kind of affordable. This one at 50 ml is gonna run you $36.53, which makes it the most expensive one if you do the price per ml base. This one is CH Man Prive. Now this one needs no explanation whatsoever. It smells extremely good, especially for a date. It has that cardamom, that sweet whiskey vibe. Now, as you guys all know, my favorite boozy type fragrance is pure malt, but this one is my second favorite. This is so good. It's very seductive. The cardamom in here makes it just a very nice fragrance for turning heads and getting compliments in general. If you guys don't know, cardamom is one of the most seductive smelling notes out there in the designer world, and it's been tested again and again and again to really just turn head and again get a lot of compliments, because it's just one of those really amazing legendary notes. And this one has that in spades. Add on the whiskey, the really nice sweet masculine whiskey with a little bit of leather in there. I wouldn't really call it leather though. It's just a really nice kind of darker note that adds masculinity to this one, and all of it blend together really creates a scent that is just to die for in the designer world. In terms of just mass appeal, versatility, and everything that you want from a designer scent, this is a very, very nice pickup, especially for the fall and winter time. I cannot recommend this one enough, especially if you're starting off your collection brand new. This one is one that's probably gonna be one of your favorites ever in your collection. In terms of just the sheer versatility of this fragrance, the type of smell that it is, it's just a beautiful type of smell. The compliments that you might get from this fragrance, this one is definitely gonna be one of your favorites for your fall and winter time for sure. And coming in at only $36 for 50 ml. This one has decent performance as well. You're not gonna need too many sprays of this one to wear, so this one will last you quite some time. It's not beast mode like Dylan Blue and all these maybe other fragrances in this list, but it does have decent performance, so you'll get a lot of use out of this one. And it's actually one of the best fragrances that I've added onto this list. So yes, CH Man Prive, highly recommended for the fall and winter time, especially in the date or clubbing scene. Last one now, 75 ml. This one's gonna run you $22.04. Now this one I put in here to add variety to this collection. This one is Mont Blanc's Individuel. This one smells like Creed's Original Santal, although a lot less high quality. Original Santal does smell a lot more high quality than this one, but you do get what you pay for. This one is $22 and Original Santal is like $400 or $200 plus at discounters, so you do get what you pay for. But this one does smell quite nice. It's like a fresh, clean linen with raspberry. It adds a really nice, unique variety to this collection in particular, because if you get really tired of wearing something like Dylan Blue, you get really tired of wearing Halloween Man or Siege Man Prive, you want something to switch it up while still having that same versatility or similar compliment getting potential, this one is a really good one. Clean linen with raspberry is just an amazing fragrance. For $22, it really is a no-brainer. This one is one that is a sleeper in my collection. I don't wear it nearly enough. I wish I wore this one more because it is just a really, really nice scent, and at $22, no brainer at all for fall and winter time. If you're starting your collection brand new, if you're a true beginner, this one is gonna be one that you're gonna appreciate a lot because it is very, very cheap, like I said, but you're gonna get tons of use out of it, and it's gonna smell somewhat unique because not a lot of fragrance out there, especially in the designer world, smells like Mont Blanc's Individuel. It's just kind of in the unique zone of those designer fragrances, but for a very affordable price tag. Alright guys, and that will be it for the 8 fragrances I want to present to you guys today, and the total amount that we end up with is $244.36. I leave you guys $5 for shipping. Shipping is probably gonna cost a little bit more than that, but hey, I made it under $250, challenge complete. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I might do a sequel of this series as well, maybe for the hot weather or the cold weather, or you know, each different season. $250, what would I buy for, you know, those type of occasion or whatever the theme may be. So let me know if you want to see some of those, and if you do want to see some of those, leave down in the comment section below what theme you would want to see me do for this $250. So yes, this was a tag video. Thank you, Ashton, for tagging me in this one. I forgot to mention you at the beginning of the video, I'm sorry. But since this is a tag video, and I think pretty much everyone has been tagged already, I would tag Jeremy Fragrance. I don't know if you've done this list already, but if you haven't done so yet, I highly recommend you to do this one. I'm actually very, very curious on what you would buy at $250. You know, if you had to start your collection from scratch, you had $250 budget, what would you buy? So I am tagging Jeremy Fragrance, and why not, I'll tag the other big person. I'm gonna tag Demi Rawling as well. So 2-person, Jeremy Fragrance and Demi. I don't know if Demi has done it either, but if you haven't done it yet, please do so. I'm genuinely curious. So yes, that's it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace and bye.